What's a high budget for a kitchen?
Hey,
Mike, I got a question.
I got the answer.
This is from Christine on the Coast.
Yeah, this is Christine on the Coast.
What I want to know is about kitchen budgets. $50,000,
Low budget.
a low budget.
Yeah, low budget. $12,000 a slab.
Wow, really?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
all right.
They
Little alcohol before a shoot.
they love tequila.
They did, yeah.
I know.
They'd make margaritas.
Oh,
Yeah, and we'd have.
All right, well, if you guys have seen any of these episodes, I'm sitting here with Michael Pando, and we just come up with random questions that maybe he's thought about. I don't know. You have some questions
I
for
do,
me today?
yes. I came prepared.
Okay.
And I've got some questions for you. And so what I want to know is about kitchen budgets. How much would it cost for a low budget renovation? And then if I were to do, like, let's say a little bit higher renovation, and then maybe a high end renovation
Of a kitchen.
of kitchen, just the kitchen.
Okay. And we're assuming all these kitchens basically are around the same size?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I mean, probably one of the first things, if you're going to do a low budget, and even today's market, I mean, maybe low budget for what I'm saying might not still be low budget for everybody.
Yeah.
But let's say we're starting around 50,000.
Okay. That's 50,000.
Low budget.
A low budget.
Yeah, low budget. Because we're still not talking about a DIYer, right? We're not talking about
Correct.
someone who's going to do this all himself.
Right.
You're going to hire someone to do this, contractors.
Yes.
Okay. I mean,
So do you do ever $50,000 budget kitchens?
we have, but
Yeah,
we
okay.
don't really, that's not really our market.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, we have,
Okay.
you know, and if you talk about 10 years ago, yeah.
Did it a lot.
Well, you know, inflation, you know,
Yes.
everything was a lot cheaper.
Seems like 50,000 was like a high budget 10 years ago.
Yeah. You know, I think 50 was probably like what our 80 and $90,000 $1,000 kitchens are.
Now.
I think it's probably relative to the same. So if we're talking about spending $50,000,
What do I get for 50?
well, do we have any pictures, Casey, that we could throw up? I mean,
Sure.
you're gonna have prefab,
So low budget, low budget pictures.
some low budget. So we're gonna have prefab
Prefab
countertops,
countertops,
prefab cabinets,
okay.
and some of the differences and the reason they're cheaper is because you can buy them anywhere in the world and have them shipped to you.
Okay. A
So-
prefab cabinet.
Yeah, of a prefab cabinet. They usually come.
Well, that looks like a nice one right there.
That's not going to be it. That's not.
That's a high end one.
Yeah. The mouse turned off, so I had some trouble there.
So this one right here.
That's a small kitchen there.
This would be a small kitchen. This
Okay.
would be a low budget one.
Okay.
This one right here, it looks to be that they did butcher block countertops, and they did.
So are those inexpensive? Are those reasonable?
They are, because you're not the material itself. There's no fabrication cost to it.
Okay.
So you can go and you can buy butcher block already in lengths, and then you're just cutting it to fit your kitchen.
Okay.
And then sometimes you'll put wax or varnish over it.
Okay. And that doesn't seem labor intensive. right?
It's not that bad. They don't charge as much to put that in, and it doesn't cost as much as like buying stone or quartz.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's a good one.
No uppers. I see. Save money there.
You get it, yeah. And
So this 50,000 for this?
this would probably be less.
Okay.
I think this would be less.
Like
This-
what?
Maybe like maybe 35 grand.
Those definitely are. Those aren't custom cabinets there, right?
No. I think those actually might
It does
be
have that little tiny
refaced.
one. Refaced? I see.
I think
okay.
these might be refaced right here. But you know, they have tile going all the way to the ceiling
Yeah.
for the backsplash.
So spend a little extra money there.
Yeah, and they have some floating shelves
Okay.
that maybe you could just go and you could buy like pre-made floating shelves. And again, I mean, at that point, you're just spending your money on the labor for whatever contractor you choose, and then some new appliances.
So you said how much on this one again?
I think something like this would probably be around 35,000.
35,000. Okay.
Yeah.
That's still expensive. So this looks like, what would you call this? A galley kitchen or something? I don't know. It's like long.
A galley kitchen is
You'd be able to walk through it.
Is you walk through it,
Okay,
yeah.
So it's not galley kitchen.
No, but this would.
Edit that out for us there.
No problem. Hang on. Let me see if I can figure out how to use the mouse.
So rewind it a little bit.
I'm a tech expert.
Do we have another one? Maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see. Let's click on the. Okay, so
That's
this one,
nice. That's
yeah,
nice.
this one's nicer. So this one you can tell these are not new cabinets. These are probably original cabinets.
New hardware there, or maybe not, huh?
No,
Hard
it
to
looks
tell.
like
The
new
old,
hardware, but it's the old style hinges where.
well, that's a
they're-
good idea. So they ran with the style.
Yeah, they just kept the same style.
Okay.
And then they replaced it. So they went with black hinges. They got a new farmhouse sink. In this one, they did stone countertops or like a quart.
Yeah.
The only difference is they didn't spend the money on fabricating the edge.
So it's just real small
It's,
like
it's
that?
thinner. Yeah, it's only the thickness of the actual stone.
Uh-huh.
And then they just polish the edge.
Oh, okay. So you save money there.
So you do, yeah.
And it looks like they, like we said, refaced the cabinets or maybe just painted them. New
It could-
hardware.
Yeah, they could have done either one on this one. They could have, I think, just painted the old cabinets. So they probably repainted them, did new hardware and poles, new countertop. There's new backsplash here.
And the backsplash there, that's a subway tile. Is that inexpensive too?
No, the tile. Ironically, the tile is really not very expensive in most cases.
It is.
Yeah, I mean that's like a ceramic tile, which is pretty inexpensive, and then you would get into like porcelain or glass, but really like
It's not a lot.
it's not a lot, and there's
Yeah.
not a lot of tile usually in kitchens on the backsplash. It's anywhere from 35 or 50 square feet, so it's not a ton,
Okay.
But
Do we have another?
let's see if we got another
Sure.
one here. Okay, so we just keep increasing a little bit. So this is a little bit nicer. This one looks to be
So that last one, what would you say was?
not much more than the first one, but you do have uppers on this. So maybe I'd put this right around like 40.
Okay. And this one?
This one, it looks like the kitchen's a little bit bigger.
They
It
didn't
does
get
have
new
an island.
appliances unless
They-
they went with white.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. And you can see the microwave above the range.
Yeah.
I mean, we really don't do that very often now. So that's a microwave and hood vent.
Right. Okay.
So I think that these are original cabinets, and then they refaced them.
Okay.
And maybe in this case, the butcher block, it could have been refinished, or maybe that's new butcher block. But this one, I think with the size, even though they refaced it, I bet you they spent more. This one would probably be closer to 50.
Certainly, if you were to get new appliances with this, it would be definitely a 50. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe those are new and they just wanted to match
White.
the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the tile looks like marble there. The backsplash.
Yeah, it looks
Is
like
that a little more expensive, or but not
looks-
much? What, $1,000?
Yeah, maybe
overall?
not even that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Tile is relatively pretty inexpensive.
It feels like that's where, like, if I were to think of a high-end kitchen, it feels
Yeah.
like that's where my money would go, and like, the finish is the tile. But
Well-
that's not true, huh?
I mean, when we did your kitchen,
Yes.
right? That you spent the money on the artistic value of putting the two tiles together.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
But I don't think the tiles that we picked out were overly expensive.
I don't know.
remember them being like crazy, but it was a unique look and it was cool.
Right.
But it was hard to blend them together.
Yeah.
It
was labor intensive. I remember
Efrain.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was there, and he was there forever.
Oh my gosh.
I felt so bad for him. He'd
'Cause-
cut and he'd come in and cut.
You lay that first pattern out,
Yeah.
and then that seems like it's easy, and
Yeah.
then you have to bring in a whole nother pattern of tile, and they
Yeah.
have to like match up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, luckily I didn't really get to see the price of that because the show kind of helped out
That's
with
true.
a lot of that stuff.
That's true.
It was one of the benefits.
That is one of the benefits of being on the show.
Yeah. So if you don't have anything that's labor intensive, it's just the tile. You could spend a little extra money. It's not going to break the bank, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Not like countertops. Countertops, I feel like there's a big range in the material cost.
Yeah, because you could get, so on the low end for like that would be what, a
Oh.
couple thousand?
Yeah, butcher block,
Yeah.
probably less.
Less, 1,000.
You probably buy all your butcher block for like $500,
Wow. And then install?
and then install probably another 500. So
Right.
yeah, so you get everything for 1,000. Where in stone,
Uh-huh.
you're gonna spend over 1,000 just for the slab.
Just as, so like if I were to do this in high end material, a slab, it would just take one slab because that's a small kitchen, right?
That one would actually still be two because you have an island.
Okay.
Yeah, so your perimeter would take up most of your slab,
Uh-huh.
and then the island would be maybe what's left over. So you would try to do it with one if you could.
And so a high end slab would be, I mean, what would be
high end?
Yeah, what would be high end, like Calcutta marble? I don't know. Is that?
No, I mean, like there's like marbles and quartzites and stuff like that are, or soapstone, $10,000-$12,000 a slab.
Wow, really?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get to that.
No.
when we get to
Yeah.
high-end kitchens.
But I mean, generally, most of the slabs are anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000.
Okay.
And that's a nice material.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so for a budget kitchen, then we're looking at prefab or reface, prefab cabinets or reface the cabinets, or it could just be paint the cabinets, right?
I mean, you could,
depending on how old they are.
Yeah, and just redo the hardware, kind of like that other kitchen did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So for budget, we talked about the countertops, the prefab cabinets. Could also do like a backsplash that's just
you could
continuation of the
like
counter,
the counter, and just do a 6-inch backsplash.
6-inch, okay. And it doesn't look cool, but it'll save you money.
True. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of like rental property will do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So flooring wise, I guess you just stick with the ceramic floor. I guess it doesn't really matter, huh? I mean, can floor get expensive?
It can if it's throughout your house now. You know, and that's probably one of the big things that people don't think about when they're going to do their kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we haven't even talked about maybe walls coming down or anything, but if you do change any of your layout of your kitchen and it affects your floors, where does that stop? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, remember when we were doing your house, the same thing. It's like it just goes
We
everywhere.
replaced all the floors.
So you have, so it ends up being this thing where the kitchen turns into other aspects. And then if you do your floors, you have to paint and baseboard. So, I mean, if you can save your floors and repurpose them, then it's going to save you a lot of money.
All right. So this brings us into essentially our next level of renovation.
Okay.
Our mid-level.
Mid-level.
Mid-level. What, how much would that be?
I think probably around 100.
100. 100 is mid-level.
I think these days probably.
Wow. That's crazy.
In California.
Okay.
I'm not speaking for, Midwest areas or some, outside of California.
Yeah. So the budget one didn't include removing any sort of walls. Can we remove walls now at a mid-level? Non-load bearing walls?
It depends. Again, I mean, if you're in mid-level, you have two options. You can remove some walls now because you have more money, but then you might not be able to get into custom cabinets.
Okay.
And you might have to be into prefabs.
Okay.
Or your option is I'm going to spend all of my money on all of my finishes. And so right here.
So this is from Christine on the Coast.
Yeah, this is Christine on the Coast.
It was the Maldonados.
Yep, Maldonados.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that.
Can you click on one with the kitchen so we can see the full kitchen?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
And this is like this is a nice kitchen.
Yeah, that's really nice.
You know,
those are custom cabinets.
And those are custom cabinets. It's a whitewashed white oak.
And you did it panels on the fridge.
And we did panels on the fridge. So probably not including the appliances, they probably spent around 100.
Yeah, because I was going to say that stove has to be 10 grand at least, right? Not more.
I would think so. I think it's a Wolf there. And then they probably have a Sub-Zero.
Right. Fridge.
Fridge freezer. And that's a 48-inch fridge freezer too. So I bet you that's probably like 12 grand. And then the range is probably like 10 or 12.
Wow. Okay. So no, not including the appliances. This is $100,000 just in the finishes.
Yep.
And
just in the
did
space.
you remove a wall? I don't remember. Is there another?
We did actually.
Angle?
Yeah. Where this the edge of the countertop goes.
Oh, there we go.
That wall, right there. Yeah. Click on that picture. So that little countertop
where the light is.
Yeah, where the light is. The wall came all the way to there, and there was just a door opening. Into the kitchen.
Okay.
And
so you widened it.
We widened it just so they had open space to the living room. Because before she said that if she was in the kitchen, like no one could hear her, she couldn't see anyone, and so she really wanted to open space. And the way that the house was laid out, that was really the only area that we could do that.
Oh, that's the bar back there. I remember that bar.
Yeah. So, in a lot of the houses with the shows, it morphed out of the kitchen. We would always do like family room, living room.
Yeah.
But in this, in our conversation, talking about the kitchen, it's probably like $100,000 kitchen.
And like that sink. There's no way. Obviously, that sink wasn't there, right? I imagine the sink was by, if I recall, it was by the window.
Yeah, the sink was pushed over on the other side,
So
and then that other wall extended out.
So they're moving plumbing, they're moving walls,
Yeah,
and these are high end finishes.
yeah.
Like you wrap that bar, the thing there. I can see it in white oak. Is that a panel?
On
is
the
that
side?
a panel?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that expensive or is that?
No, I mean, once you start getting to custom cabinetry, those little incidental things don't become big deals because you're already doing so much of the finish work.
Yeah.
It's kind of it ends up being a benefit to going custom.
Okay. Casey, I saw another picture like from the living room where you can kind of see the kitchen.
Oh yeah, like a backed out view.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Yeah. So and look, there's a pantry. We didn't even see that. That's a bunch of cabinets too.
Yeah, and before it was just those old style doors that were like built into the wall.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like builder grade.
So those are just doors there, or did you actually?
No. So we ripped all of it out, and those are all cabinets with adjustable shelving.
Okay.
And, yeah.
And so floors throughout.
And floors throughout.
Does that included in your $100,000? No.
No. I know. That's the only thing. And we do get a lot of calls where people say, I have, $100,000 for my kitchen renovation. The problem though is they're including the floors and the painting.
Yeah.
And that's where it becomes, it's just, they don't have the budget there because it really is not, you're not really just doing your kitchen. It's
Your
not
whole
like
house,
the
yeah.
line stops there.
Yeah.
It does kind of extend out.
So did you have to paint the whole house?
In their case, we painted all downstairs.
You did. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not included in the $100,000 either.
No.
All right, but for $100,000, that's a really nice kitchen. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That includes all of the finishes, the opening the walls, the moving the plumbing, and a lot of cabinets.
A lot of cabinets and a lot of electrical work too.
A lot of electrical. Okay.
Yeah, because the big thing in California is a lot of electrical has to be updated in these homes.
So did you say that was load bearing? It wasn't, right?
That happened to be load bearing.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like it was a small header that just went across. Yeah.
So you didn't have to do footings?
We did actually do.
You did have to do footings?
We had to do footings. Yeah.
Where was I during all this?
I don't know. We had a lot of the boards covered.
You did. Okay.
Yeah. We had plywood covering the boards. I don't know if you remember, but it was raining.
I do remember that.
And then we had to pump out all the water in that footing.
Right. That's right. Okay, I do.
And then
remember
we did
that.
a scene, I think,
Yes.
about it. But I
Did
think
it not make it?
It didn't make it. I think it was too dark. I remember that area. It was like drywall was down.
Yeah.
It was like a dungeon in there. We had like a pile of dirt off. Did it shake?
What?
I didn't feel it.
Oh, I thought it
feel
was
it?
like this.
You feel
Thought
like
we
an
felt an
earthquake?
earthquake?
Yeah, I thought we felt. Okay, yeah.
Nope.
Maybe it was.
It was an atom bomb there.
I know, it was weird. But yeah, so I don't know what happened with that, but it must have been.
I don't remember either if it
just
made it in.
didn't make good content.
I don't. That's just, you get a lot of content when you're shooting that show. I mean, it's a whole makeover, and then this did spill out into the rest of the house
For sure.
And then we're also showing Christina running around her regular life. I don't know what she was doing in this particular instance. If this was season 1, was she buying a house with Ant?
No, this is season 2.
Season 2.
Yeah,
So then she was pregnant.
2, yeah, because in season 3 we ended up doing their bathroom.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's right. I was there for season 3.
You were, yeah.
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this was a good one, and this by no means is like low budget. This is just one of the reasons that this even falls into 100 is because the size of the kitchen.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of cabinets.
Well, a lot of cabinets, but it doesn't have an island. So island would be jumping up the price quite a bit.
Yeah.
So
we have somewhat of an island. There's like a.
Yeah, we call those peninsulas.
Okay.
Where it's attached to the wall and it's not independent.
Yeah.
So.
And so, but do you have less work with a peninsula than you do with an island?
Yeah, because you have to run power.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you're jackhammering and running power up, or sometimes you have a sink. You have all the plumbing.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a beautiful kitchen. So for $100,000, we've got custom cabinets, decent sized kitchen. We can do some replumbing. Repipe?
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
Not was
relocation.
It relocation?
Yeah.
Some plumbing work, some electrical work.
Yep.
And high end finishes. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Did I say that?
I believe you did.
Yeah, some high end finishes for sure. Yeah.
All right.
We got another one?
I'm afraid to ask about high, so what's a high? This is probably not going to be, so you just tell me, what's a high budget for a kitchen?
I mean, I'd be afraid to say hi too, but I mean, probably our next level going up would probably be like 150.
Does this
150.
qualify?
Yeah. I mean, this one, same thing. This one morphs over into their living room. So this is like fireplace and stuff. So, but this
was Christine on the Coast.
Yeah, same thing. This is Christine on the Coast. This kitchen's right around probably 150.
150.
Yeah, maybe 150
that was
plus.
Karen and
Jason.
Karen and Jason.
Yeah,
Man, you guys have good memory.
We did tequila shots with them
we did. They were great.
before we would shoot.
Yeah,
It made them more comfortable on camera.
Yeah,
Little nugget for everybody out there. Yeah,
they
little alcohol before a shoot.
they love tequila.
They did.
I
Yeah,
know.
They'd make margaritas.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
and we'd have margaritas sometimes.
On the final day, I think she made
did.
margaritas.
Yes, yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. They were nice people.
There was a good couple.
It's a beautiful kitchen too, and that the island is huge.
Yeah, that was a big island, and that was one of their big things. They loved entertaining.
So if I recall here, you did also remove walls. There was like a bay window or something that you had to like completely like.
Yeah, do you remember? Oh, yeah, that's right.
To rebuild the outside.
Yeah, I think it was a bump out. But
They didn't want the bump out.
Well, the bump out was going to make their kitchen smaller, so it was going to stop where the kitchen was. So that second window
Right.
was actually a bump out.
Okay.
All the way to the floor.
Okay.
And originally, the whole kitchen was going to have to stop at the edge of the window. And so we came up with an idea where the window would just get set in just like the rest of the windows, and then the kitchen could extend, and that really opened them up to a large island.
Okay.
So,
And
then we ended up doing the fireplace.
Is the fireplace included in that 150? It's not, is
No,
it? And the flooring again is not included, is it?
Fireplace.
And also, I don't know if you can see, but there's bifolds too off the back.
Oh yes, I do see that. Yeah.
Yeah. And those are great, but I mean, it's just, bifolds are expensive.
So, but this does include removing the fixing that wall. I guess you're not really removing the wall, but making that wall.
Yeah, for
flush.
the window?
Yeah, for the window, making it flush. So,
Yeah, there
so
wasn't
it's
really too much framing for that. It was really just closing up the bump out, not like basically stripping it down.
And then exterior work, right? You had
Yeah,
to do-
some stucco. I think both windows got replaced. But again, I mean, we did the bifold, and then on the other side, we did another bifold.
You
So
did, but that's not included in your 150.
No.
So why is this 150?
Because there's more cabinetry.
There's more cabinetry.
Yeah, so there's more cabinetry. It's just a bigger kitchen.
And the somewhat of your restructuring.
And then
you're
you have
doing some
you have
structural
more-
changes.
Yeah, where the other one was like a smaller wall. This one had a bigger wall that came down.
Which you can't see, but it's off to the side there,
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of off to the right.
where that picture's taken.
Yeah, more
There
or
was
less.
a wall there.
Yep. And then there was I don't know if you remember, but there was a other large wall too that separated the hallway to, I don't even know if it's pictures of it. No.
Can you close out of there so we can look at all of them?
I can certainly try, sir.
There's an X there, right there. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's not much.
That's it.
Oh, dang. Okay. So there was another larger wall that we took down.
Okay.
And that probably would have added like another 20 grand onto it. Yeah.
So bigger size.
Yep.
More structural changes.
Yeah.
And obviously you have more cabinets because the bigger size and more materials just in general.
Yeah. But the finishes were the same as far as like quality of finishes.
Bring us up that kitchen again, the wide shot of it. So what? So all those.
Yeah.
The backsplash and everything. There's a lot of backsplash there.
Yeah. They just had a lot of counter space.
Yeah, way more counters than the.
Yeah.
How many slabs there?
I think that's 4.
Wow.
Because it's 2 for the island, and then 2 for the perimeters.
Wow.
It's like 1.5, but you pay for the extra one.
So we got a 50,000, 100,000, and 150,000.
Yeah, I think realistically, if you're gonna do 50, you're gonna probably end up doing a lot of work yourself, or you're gonna be a small kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And now
100's reasonable. You can get a lot done.
I think not a lot, but you can do nice finishes.
Yep.
With 100, you're probably not going to open up too many big walls or anything like that.
Okay.
And then if you really start to get into 150, 200, you have a lot of options.
Okay.
I would say it kind of works like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff today.
Good conversation.
Yeah.
Ah. All right. Well, if you like this, you want to see more of it, please support the channel, hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. Let Pando know what other questions you want to hear on this channel, and we'll see you on the next video.
Hey, Mike.